Forget everything you think you know about car interiors, because while Tesla was busy removing buttons and Mercedes was adding ambient lighting, China quietly built something nobody saw coming. Cars with screens so big they'd make your living room TV jealous. Sound systems that turn seats into massage chairs that dance with the music. AI assistants that don't just listen, but actually understand you. And here's the crazy part. These aren't concept cars. Millions of people are driving them right now, in real traffic, on real roads. Number 1 on this list has 42 inches of screens inside. That's more screen real estate than 3 iPads combined. In a car. Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button, because today on TalkRav, we're counting down the top 10 Chinese cars with interior technology so advanced, they make Western luxury brands look like they're stuck in 2015. And trust me, by the time we hit number 1, you'll understand why Tesla engineers are losing sleep at night. Let's roll. At number 10, we've got the Hongqi EQM5. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. Hongqi sounds like a government car brand, and you'd be right. This is literally the company that builds limousines for Chinese leaders. But here's where it gets interesting. The EQM5 takes that presidential luxury DNA and wraps it in electric packaging with surprisingly modern tech. Step inside and you're greeted with a triple screen dashboard setup that stretches across the entire width. Not quite wall to wall like some others on this list, but it's the materials that tell the real story here. Real wood trim, not the fake stuff. Actual yacht grade wood that's been hand selected and finished. Napa leather that smells like a luxury boutique. And here's the clever part. Hongqi didn't just slap screens onto an old design. They integrated digital displays into traditional luxury in a way that actually works. The center screen handles navigation and entertainment. The passenger gets their own display for climate and media control. And the driver's screen shows everything from battery status to that absolutely gorgeous digital gauge cluster that looks like a Swiss watch. But what really sets the EQM5 apart is how everything connects. The climate system learns your preferences. The seat memory doesn't just save positions, it saves temperature settings and even the ambient lighting you prefer. It's traditional luxury that learned how to think. And while it might not have the screen count of what's coming later on this list, the EQM5 proves something important. Sometimes technology isn't about the most features, it's about making everything work together seamlessly. This is China showing the world they can do elegant refinement just as well as the Germans. Maybe better. If you thought that was impressive, buckle up, because at number 9, things start getting really interesting. Number 9, BYD Tang EV. Now, BYD has been quietly becoming the world's largest EV maker while everyone was obsessing over Tesla, and the Tang EV shows exactly why. This is a 3-row family SUV that feels more like a tech lounge than a school-run vehicle. The centerpiece is BYD's famous rotating die-pad screen. Yeah, you heard that right, rotating. With a the 15-inch display physically spins from landscape to portrait mode. Want to scroll through TikTok at a stoplight? Portrait mode. Need a wide view for navigation? Landscape mode. It sounds gimmicky until you use it, and then suddenly every fixed screen feels primitive. But the real magic is Dialink 4.0. This is BYD's operating system, and it's basically Android on steroids specifically built for cars. You can install apps, real apps, not the watered down car versions. Full Netflix, full YouTube, even mobile games that actually work. The interior materials punch way above the price point. Quilted leather seats with diamond stitching that rivals Range Rover. A panoramic sunroof that stretches over all 3 rows. And ambient lighting that has more color options than your average RGB gaming setup. The Tang EV also pioneered something clever. Voice control that actually works in noisy environments. Kids screaming in the back. The system filters them out and still hears your commands. It uses directional microphones and AI noise cancellation that makes Siri look like a toy. And here's what Western brands should be worried about. This level of tech isn't in a flagship luxury model. It's in a family SUV that costs less than a loaded Honda Pilot. That's the disruption nobody's talking about. Premium tech at mainstream prices. But wait until you see number 8, because that's where screens start getting really crazy. Number 8, Zeekr 007. If the Tang EV was impressive, the Zeekr 007 is where things enter the sci-fi zone. This sedan doesn't just have technology, it has personality. The minute you approach the car, you know something's different. That full-width LED light strip across the front. They call it the Stargate, and it doesn't just glow, it animates. It can show patterns, messages, even emojis. Your car can literally wink at you when you walk up. Tell me Tesla does that. Slide into the driver's seat and you're facing a 15.5-inch 2.5K OLED screen that makes IMAX jealous. Not just sharp, not just bright. We're talking colors so vivid you'll think you're looking through a window instead of at a display. The iMOS 2.0 operating system, powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8155 chip, is faster than most people's laptops. Here's where Zeekr shows off. The seats vibrate in sync with your music, and I don't mean that crude bass rumble in some gaming chairs. This is precision vibration with motors positioned throughout the seat that create genuine haptic feedback. Listen to an orchestral piece and feel the timpani drums. Play electronic music and feel every beat. It's not a gimmick, it's genuinely immersive. The voice assistant? Forget wake words. Just start talking and it responds. It learns your patterns, your preferences, your habits. After a week of driving, it knows you want the climate at 21 degrees, the seat heater on medium, and your favorite playlist when you start the car in the morning. And the 007 pioneered something brilliant: predictive climate control. The car checks the weather forecast and starts heating or cooling the cabin 5 minutes before you even open the door, using AI and your calendar to know when you're about to drive. This is the car that makes Tesla's minimalist interior feel like an Apple Store display. Cold, clinical. The Zeekr 007 proves technology can be warm and inviting, but we're only at number 8, just wait. At number 7, meet the XPeng G9. XPeng is the brand that gave Tesla nightmares in China, and the G9 is their flagship that shows exactly why. This SUV doesn't just use advanced technology, it redefines what technology in a car should do. Start with the brain. Dual Snapdragon 8155 chips working in tandem. That's more computing power than most people have in their desktop computers. One chip handles the infotainment, the other manages the ADAS and vehicle systems. The result? Zero lag. None. Everything responds instantly. But the star of the show is the 5D music sound system. Yeah, 5D, not 3D, 5 dimensions. What does that even mean? It means the audio doesn't just surround you, it moves through the cabin based on the music's composition. Speakers in the headrests, speakers in the doors, speakers under the seats, even speakers in the ceiling. 28 in total, and like the Zeekr, the seats vibrate in sync. But XPeng took it further with haptic feedback that matches individual instruments. You don't just hear the bass drum, you feel it. You don't just hear the violin, you sense its position in the soundstage. The voice assistant, called Xiaopi, is powered by a large language model that makes it genuinely conversational. You can have actual back and forth dialogue, ask follow-up questions, change topics mid-conversation. It feels less like talking to a machine and more like talking to a patient assistant who never gets annoyed. And the XNGP navigation pilot is legitimately impressive. Full highway autonomy that changes lanes, takes exits, and merges better than most human drivers. City navigation assist that handles intersections and roundabouts without breaking a sweat. What really separates the G9 is how everything integrates. The climate system talks to the navigation. If you're driving into hot weather, it pre-cools before you arrive. The seats adjust based on how long your navigation says you'll be driving. Everything thinks together. This is AI that's actually useful instead of just buzzwords on a spec sheet. And trust me, we're just getting started, because number 6 is where things get really wild. Number 6, BYD Song L. Now, you might be wondering why another BYD made the list. Simple, because BYD is doing things with interior tech that nobody else dares to try. The Song L takes BYD's Dialink system and supercharges it. The screen doesn't just rotate, it's bigger at 15.6 inches with 4K resolution. That's sharper than most people's home TVs, and the interface has been redesigned to be genuinely intuitive. No more digging through 17 menus to adjust the climate. Everything you need is 2 taps away maximum, but the Song L's party trick is the climate control system. BYD calls it smart ventilation, and it's borderline magic. Temperature sensors throughout the cabin track hot and cold zones. The system doesn't just blow air, it directs it precisely where it's needed. Passenger hot, airflow adjusts just for them without changing the driver's side. And the air quality system is next level. PM 2.5 filtration that actually works. Most car air filters are jokes. The Song L system can turn smoggy city air into something cleaner than most office buildings. There's even a display showing real-time air quality both outside and inside the cabin. The materials surprised me. At this price point, you'd expect fake leather and hard plastics. Instead, you get soft touch materials almost everywhere. The seats use memory foam that actually remembers your shape, and the ambient lighting has zones you can control independently. Want the front romantic and the back energizing? Done. But here's what impresses me most. The integration with BYD's Blade battery system means the battery management display is actually understandable. Most EVs show you cryptic percentages and time estimates. The Song L shows you exactly where your energy is going in real time with graphics that make sense. This is an affordable family SUV with technology that embarrasses luxury brands. But hold on, because at number 5, we're entering truly premium territory, and this one might just be the most exciting car on the entire list. Number 5, Zeekr 001FR. The FR stands for Future Racing, and that name makes sense the second you see the interior. This isn't paired to have your mind blown. This is the IMLS7. This SUV doesn't just have screens, it has a screen ecosystem so massive it redefines what car interiors can be. Are you ready for this? A 26.3-inch main display, a 12.8-inch lower center screen, and a 15.5-inch passenger entertainment screen. Do the math, that's 42 inches of total screen real estate. 42 inches. That's more screen space than 3 iPad Pros combined in a car. But this isn't just about screen size, it's about what IM Motors did with all that display area. The main screen handles navigation, vehicle controls, and a full desktop-style interface. The lower screen manages climate, drive modes, and quick settings. And that passenger screen, full entertainment system with HDMI input, so you can connect a gaming console or laptop. All 3 screens are driven by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8295 chip, which means they work together seamlessly. Drag content from one screen to another, mirror displays, or run completely independent interfaces. It's like having 3 computers that share the same brain. The steering wheel is revolutionary. Literally, it's a half-spoke yoke design that gives you an unobstructed view of the instrument cluster. Tesla did yokes too, but IM actually made them functional with smart variable steering ratios that adjust based on speed. And the seats. The rear right zero gravity seat reclines to 121 degrees. That's basically a bed. You can fold the front passenger seat completely flat under the dashboard to maximize that rear passenger's legroom. 16-point massage, heating, and ventilation. This is first-class airline seating that happens to be in an SUV. But here's what really impresses me. That 24-speaker sound system, positioned throughout the cabin to create genuine 3D audio, combined with seat vibration and haptic feedback. Listening to music becomes a full-body experience. The IMLS7 also pioneered something called Starfall Windshield, a glass canopy with a 106-degree vertical field of view that makes the interior feel boundless, and it's coated with tech that blocks heat while letting light through. This is a luxury lounge disguised as an SUV, and we're only at number 4 because the top 3 cars on this list represent the absolute pinnacle of Chinese automotive interior technology, and they're about to shock you. At number 3, we have the NIO ES7. NIO is China's answer to the question, what if we built cars specifically for tech enthusiasts? And the ES7 is their masterpiece. The centerpiece is a 12.8-inch AMOLED center display with contrast ratio and color accuracy that rivals professional monitors. This isn't some off-the-shelf tablet bolted to the dash. This is an automotive-grade screen designed to be readable in direct sunlight while showing deep blacks at night. Paired with a 9.8-inch digital instrument panel and a head-up display with 260,000 colors. Yeah, you read that right. 260,000 color display. The HUD doesn't just show information, it creates atmospheric mood lighting that changes based on drive mode and music. But NIO's secret weapon is Nomi, their AI assistant that sits on top of the dashboard like a little robot companion. It has a face, it shows emotions, it turns to look at whoever's speaking. Nomi isn't just voice recognition, it's a character with personality that genuinely makes the car feel alive. The sound system is absurd in the best way. 7.1.4 channel Dolby Atmos with 23 speakers and 1,000 watts of peak power. That's more power than most home theater systems. But it's not just loud. The Dirac Pro spatial audio algorithms create genuine surround sound that makes you feel like you're sitting in a concert hall. And here's where NIO goes full sci-fi. The ES7 is compatible with custom AR and VR AR device is co-developed with Nreal. Pop on the AR glasses and the windshield turns into a massive display. Movies, games, virtual workspaces. The car becomes a platform for augmented reality experiences. The materials are next level too. Nappa leather with what NIO calls aero headrests designed to reduce wind noise. Microfiber headliners, real wood trim, waterfall ambient lighting with 64 different color options that flow through the entire cabin like a slow motion rainbow, and everything connects. The car knows your NEO phone. The screens support multi-device connection. You can seamlessly transfer video calls from your phone to the car's display with cameras that automatically switch on. This is the connected car experience other brands talk about, but NIO actually delivers. But we still have 2 more cars to go. And number 2 is where things get properly insane. Number 2. Auto M7. Auto is Huawei's automotive brand. Yeah, the smartphone company, and they brought smartphone level polish to car interiors. The dual screen setup is elegant in its simplicity. A 10.25-inch curved LCD instrument panel flows seamlessly into a 15.6-inch 2K HDR center console screen. But it's not about the screens, it's about HarmonyOS 3.0, Huawei's operating system that connects everything. Remember how your Huawei phone connects to your tablet and laptop? The M7 does that with your entire digital ecosystem. Get in the car and apps automatically transfer from your phone to the car's screen. Music picks up exactly where you left off. Navigation routes sync automatically. No buttons, no menus, it just works. The voice assistant supports 5 rounds of continuous dialogue without needing wake words. You can have an actual conversation, ask a question, get an answer, ask a follow-up, then change topics, and the system keeps up. It uses Huawei's AI models trained on billions of Chinese conversations to understand context and nuance. But the Auto M7's true technological achievement is the Huawei ADS 2.0 system. This is full self-driving capability that actually works in Chinese cities. 1 roof-mounted 192-line LiDAR, 3mm wave radars, 11 high-definition cameras, 12 ultrasonic sensors, all feeding data into processors that make real-time decisions faster than human reaction time. But here's the feature that blew my mind. 0 gravity seats that don't just recline, they automatically adjust based on the car's driving dynamics. Hard braking, the seat shifts to support your back. Sharp turn, the bolsters inflate. It's like the seat is actively protecting you. And the instant car preparation function is genius. The AIDO app monitors interior temperature and starts climate control before you even leave your house. Walking to your car on a freezing morning. It's already warm inside. Summer afternoon, pre-cooled and waiting. This is Huawei bringing smartphone ecosystem thinking to cars, and it's terrifyingly effective. But now, after all these incredible machines, we finally arrive at number 1, the car with interior technology so advanced it makes everything else on this list look quaint. This is the Li Auto L9, 5 screens. Let me repeat that, 5 screens. 3 15.7-inch OLED 3K displays stretching across the dashboard and into the rear. 1 enormous head-up display projecting key information onto the windshield, and 1 confidence view screen above the steering wheel showing the car's autonomous driving perception. That's not a car interior, that's a command center. The driver gets a full digital cockpit. The front passenger has their own entertainment display for movies, browsing, and games. And rear passengers? They get a massive 21.4-inch 3K LCD screen that makes long drives feel like private cinema screening. But screens are just the beginning. The L9 has Dolby Atmos audio with a feature nobody saw coming. 4D vibrating seats, not just bass rumble. Intelligent motors throughout the seat that sync with music composition. Listen to a symphony and feel each section of the orchestra in different parts of your body. This is audio you don't just hear, you feel it in your bones. The second row seats are where Li Auto completely lost their minds. Fully reclining captain's chairs with leg rests, 18-point massage, heating, cooling, and a mini fridge underneath the center console. Not a cooler, a refrigerator with actual cooling elements. Everything is powered by dual NVIDIA Drive Orin X chips delivering 508 trillion operations per second. That's supercomputer level processing power managing cameras, sensors, displays, and AI systems simultaneously. The autonomous driving system uses 1 forward-facing LiDAR with 128 lasers, 11 cameras, 12 ultrasonic sensors, 3mm wave radars, cars. All of this hardware creates a 360-degree perception bubble that sees further and more accurately than human eyes in darkness, bright light, or bad weather. But what makes the L9 genuinely special is how everything integrates. The screens talk to the climate system, the seats adjust based on navigation duration, the AI learns your preferences and anticipates your needs. Get in on a cold morning and everything you like is already set. Temperature, seat position, mirror angles, music selection, lighting mood. This is the car that answers a question nobody thought to ask. What if a car interior could be as smart, responsive, and delightful as the best consumer electronics? The L9 proves that Chinese automakers aren't just catching up to Western brands. They've lapped them entirely and are building towards a future nobody else even imagined yet. And there you have it, the 10 Chinese cars with interior technology that makes Western luxury brands look like they're standing still. From the honky EQM5's elegant fusion of tradition and innovation to the Li Auto L9's 5-screen technological orchestra, one thing becomes crystal clear. The future of car interiors isn't being written in Germany, America, or Japan. It's being coded in China, right now, in cars you can buy today. These aren't concepts, these aren't prototypes. Millions of people are driving these vehicles on public roads, experiencing technology that most Western consumers don't even know exists. And here's what should terrify legacy automakers. These Chinese brands are iterating faster, updating more frequently, pushing harder. While Western brands take 5 years to develop a new interior, Chinese automakers are doing it in 18 months. The gap isn't closing, it's widening. So here's my question for you. Which car shocked you most? Was it the IMLS7's 42 inches of screens, the Zeekr 001 FR's 7-minute charging, or the Li Auto L9's 5-screen cinema on wheels? Drop a comment below and let's debate, because this conversation is just getting started. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Chinese automotive technology, smash that subscribe button right now, because next week on TalkRaw, we're counting down the 10 fastest Chinese EVs that are making Tesla's Plaid look slow. Trust me, you don't want to miss that one. I'm TOQROV, and this is the future of driving.